Hi Flosstube, welcome to my channel. My name is Kim and I am Barbara's daughter. Thank you so much for coming back for another week of my stitching. I'm excited to show you what I got done this week, and I'm going to start first with some questions that I had from last week's video. So I'm just going to pull those up on my phone so I can remind myself what they were. Stephanie and Lori both had a similar question. They wanted to know if I stitch in hand or use a hoop, and also if I use any magnification when I stitch. I do stitch in hands just because that's how I learned to stitch, and that's how my mom does it. I don't use a hoop or a Q-snap or anything, and I don't use magnification other than the fact that I wear contact lenses or glasses if I'm not wearing my contacts. But I don't use any additional magnification yet. I'm sure I will. But at this point, I just use my regular contacts for it. Let's see. Lisa asked if I could share specifically why I prefer 36 count. That's somewhat of a recent development. When I was a kid and I learned to cross stitch, I did it on Ada, like most of us. And when I got back into cross stitching 2 or 3 years ago, I just found out about linen and even weave and all the other options out there and decided to give that a try. And I started, like most people do, on 28 count. But in order to get the coverage that I like, I need to use 2 strands for that. And I found out that I could use just 1 strand and really enjoy stitching with just 1 strand. So that's why I use 36 count for the most part. I haven't tried 40 yet, only because I really like 36. So I kind of felt like there was no reason to try 40. I like kind of a primitive look. So if the stitching doesn't have 100% coverage, I'm okay with that. I also stitch on a lot of Pictureless Plus fabrics, and those fabrics tend to be tighter. So if it's a 36 count, it may actually be, if you count the linen threads, maybe 37, 38 per inch. So I feel like it's a little tighter, giving you a better coverage anyway. So that's why I like 36 count, but there's no rules in cross stitch, right? So stitch on whatever you like. I think that Lisa was looking to get into different counts of fabrics, and so I would just buy as small a piece as you can. If you're fortunate enough to have a local needlework shop, sometimes they will have small pieces that are left over that they will sell in a small, in Needleworkers Delight, they're in bags, small pieces that you can test out. If you don't have that, then try, getting as small a piece as you can online and test it out. Nancy was wondering where I bought wool for my strawberry toppers, and I'm going to show you all the wool that I got in my haul. I bought it from a shop called One of the Flock on Etsy, and I'm going to show you I fully finished 2 of my strawberries. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw those up there. So I'll show you that in a bit. And Teresa wanted to know where I got the Blackbird box for the smalls. So she's talking about, I think, this box. This box I actually got for the piece on the cover there in the top middle section, that little box there. And I'm going to pull it up here. And I have not yet stitched that little sampler in the box, but that's what I have it for. However, last week when I showed the book In Friendship's Way, I mentioned that there was what I think is the same box, just painted differently, for the strawberries to go in, and I really think I would like to put strawberries in there. So I actually need another box. I'm not sure which I'm going to get to first, so I don't know what this box will be. But my mom actually got this box for me when she got one for herself, I think at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to hold that up so that hopefully you can take a snapshot if you want to know the item number or anything like that. And like I said, I think it was Hobby Lobby that she got this. The other choices around here would have been Michael's. So it's one of those 2 places. So hopefully that answers that question, and we will see. I have not used the box for anything yet, but we'll see what I get done first to put in it. Last, Mela asks if I wash my projects. In general, I do not wash them after I'm done because most of the time I'm using a hand-dyed darker neutral fabric, it's not showing stains or oils from my hands or anything like that. I have some projects like Lady of the Flag that have taken me a really long time, that if I feel like it's a little dirty, I might wash it. That's also being done with DMC, so I don't have to worry too much about the color running. You certainly could wash your projects when you're done. I think it's just a matter of personal preference, so I don't usually wash them. But thank you so much for all the questions. It's really fun to read all the comments and answer your questions, and I really appreciate you taking the time to leave them for me. I was going to next do the giveaway, just so I don't forget, at the end, for Jeanette Douglas's Patriotic sampler. I'll hold it up one more time. So if you wanted to be entered into this giveaway, you were to comment with the word flag. And I have the comment picker here on my phone, so I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And it's going to do its thing and pick the winner. And the winner is Eva Eslami. So sorry for the glare there. Eva, if you want to just email me, I'll put in the description box my email address. And if you send me your home address, I will ship that flag pattern out to you. So congratulations. All right, I think that's all of the housekeeping. So I'm going to move on to finishes. I'm excited because I got a lot done this week. The first thing I'm going to show you is my Patriotic poppies, and I'm going to put a picture up so you can see the picture, even though we have the finished product here. And I did this project on 36 count color and cotton Havana. I love this fabric. I think it's a pretty good likeness on the screen of what the color looks like. It really looks nice with this blue in here. I have tried coloring cotton once before, and I definitely think it's up there with my favorite fabrics. I like coloring cotton and Picture This Plus and Silk Weaver. Those are some of my favorite hand-dyed fabrics. Not that I've tried them all, but of the ones I've tried, those I like a lot. So I used a variety of my own threads for this. If anybody is interested in them, just leave a comment below and I can let you know what colors I used for each of these. So that is done. I think I'm going to make that into a pillow because I just made some stars out of Patriotic fabric for dough bowl fillers, and I thought if I had this as a pillow and some of those stars in there, then it would look nice kind of as a little set all together. So another finish I had was FFO, I should say, was 2 of my strawberries. So I'm going to hold them up one at a time so you can hopefully see them. This is It Came Upon a Midnight Clear from Blackbird Designs, and you can see that's the cross stitch design. And then I followed Vanna Pfeiffer's tutorial to do the strawberry and also the topper, which has just a green piece of felt for like the topper, and then red flower petals and a button. I filled this with walnut shells, crushed walnut shells, as she suggested, and a little bit of polyfill on the top. So her video was awesome, as it always is, and really easy to follow. So if you're looking for directions on how to make a strawberry, I would strongly suggest Vanna Pfeiffer's video. My other one is, this was the one that was on 32 count. So 36 count, 32 count, they really came out, the strawberries themselves, to be about the same size, because when I was cutting them out, I was able to do that. And it really didn't make that much of a difference. This is the first time I've made a strawberry, so you can see it's a little wonky. This should be straight. The basket should be straight to the point. It's not. That's okay. It's just for me. But I did the same flower petals and the green on top and a button, and I really love them. They are packed full of the walnut shells, so I'm happy with the way they came out. I have 4 more of these to stitch, so I want to get going on that so that I can finish the rest of them. The next thing I did was I went to look for some free patterns for the Be Well and cross stitch movement. So this one is the Drawn Threads Be Well. This, I changed all the colors. And so again, if you're interested in what colors I used, drop me a comment below and I'll go ahead and send them to you. I also changed the bees in here. They were done on a diagonal, and I was really having a hard time figuring out where to put my needle and where the threads lay. And so I just said, this is not fun, and cross stitch should be fun, so I'm not doing those bees. So I went to a pattern from the Strawberry Sampler book. It's called the Bee Skep, and that is also a Blackbird design book. I did show my finished Bee Skep piece on my first Flosstube video, and I used the same bee little stitch that they used in the Bee Skep. So it's basically 2 X's and then 2 little lazy daisy stitches, and it makes a tiny little bee. So it's not the bees that are supposed to be in there, but it filled up the space well enough, and I like how it came out. So I'm going to make a bunch more of the free patterns, the Be Well and Stitch patterns. And I had talked last week about putting them all on one big piece of fabric and making a project bag out of them. But then I got to thinking that a project bag made entirely of linen, I feel like that would get really dirty. So I think what I'm going to do is stitch a bunch of them and put one in each project bag. Kathy Haberman of Hands On Design did a beautiful project bag with her Be Well and Stitch piece, which is Choose Happy. And she made a quilted bag with that in the center. It looks awesome if you go check out her Instagram, or her, I don't know if she put it on a Flosstube video, but it's definitely on her Instagram. And so I was thinking of doing something similar to that, where I have one pattern in each bag, and then I'll have more bags if I get around to them. So I pulled out a whole bunch of, I think they're all mostly Victorian Motto colors to go with all of my designs, so that there would be a similarity between them. So I didn't use all these colors in the Be Well and from the Drawn Thread, but I used many of them, and I think I have six of them that I've picked out to do. And again, I don't want to show them to you. I know they're free, but what I'll do is I will link the ones that I'm going to do down below. So just to tell you what I'm doing Liz Matthews. She has one that just says, Let's Stay Home. I did the Drawn Thread. I'm going to do Hands On Design, Choose Happy. I'm going to do Cottage Gardens pattern, Be Well. I'm going to do Tiny Modernist, Home Stitch Home, and I'm going to do Works by ABC, Just Stitch. So because they don't all have pictures with them, I know they're freebies and I could probably show them, but I don't really love that idea. So I'm going to go ahead and link down below the sites where you can find those 6 patterns that I'm doing, in case you're interested in taking a look at them. It is super generous and nice of all these designers to give us some free cross stitch patterns. Who doesn't love freebies, right? So that's in my bag to work on next week. This coming week is some more of the Be Well and Stitch patterns. Then I moved on to some patterns from the new Blackbird Design Sewing Club book, because I was really feeling like doing some Blackbird stitching, and I had started Oh Joyous Day, and I want to get back to that, but I wanted something quick. I have a lot of big projects and I wanted some finishes. So I did the, let me just double check on the name of this one, Garden Friends Sewing Bag. I'm going to put a picture here what it should look like. And then mine's a little different because I did not put in the word hollyhocks, just because I didn't feel like I wanted it. So that's my finish. And this is stitched on 32 count Wexford linen in mushroom. And Wexford linen is definitely an interesting fabric. Thanks to my friends Arlene and Teresa. They searched for me and found out that it's a mixture of linen and I think it was rayon that was mixed with it. So it has a really substantial feel to it. I like it. People say you either really like it or hate it. I have seen it in various colors. I have it in a bluish green color, and this mushroom color is really nice. It doesn't have a lot of modeling in this case, but my blue one definitely does. So I guess it just depends on your dyer and what they're doing. But I'm happy with how that came out. I'm going to turn it into a bag, just like they did in the book. And after I got done with that, I finished the next pattern from the summer sewing club book, not summer. The sewing club book that I did was the Summer Phlox Pincushion. This was super tiny and only took me 1 day to stitch. Super fast. It's a tiny little thing. I love that it's going to be a kind of rounded rectangular pincushion, so I'm definitely going to use that. There's a template in the book to do it that way, and I did stitch this on 32 count as is called for with the called for threads. And this was a picture this plus, but it's a mystery color. I don't know what it is. It's a scrap I had left over. I'm thinking it's maybe Legacy, maybe Heartland, because those are two fabrics I have somewhat recently used for other things. So it might be one of those, but I don't know the exact color, but it's 32 count. I did use the called for colors on this one too. I have all of the called for colors for the Sewing Club book. I did the Brenda and Laura method of fill a ring with all the colors. And after I finish Summer Phlox, I'll move into my whips, which is just one that I've worked on. And this is the next one in the Sewing Club book that I wanted to do. And this is the Ripe Pear Scissor Box. I've only gotten the top bit done there, and I still have a few fill-in flowers to do on that top bit. But I'm hoping to get this done tonight. This is going to go on, sneak peek of some of my haul, this box that opens up. So the cross-stitch piece goes on here. I bought this from Teresa's Primitive Treasures on Etsy. I'll link her below. And this is called, I think, medium matchbox. It was the only one she had on her Etsy shop there. And the pear fits on here. She also has a box for one of the other patterns in the book that it's a bigger box for, I can't remember the name of the pattern it's for, but I'll write it down here so you can see it at the bottom. I'll go look it up. And so I am excited that I got so much done this week. I'm going to finish the Ripe Pear Scissor Box, and then there's one more pattern that I want to do right away. It's another one of those sewing bags. I think it's called a button bag. I'll show a picture of that here because I don't remember the title of it. But I want to finish that, and then I'm going to put the Sewing Club book away for a little bit and finish all of these that I've done, fully finish them. And then I'll work on the Oh Joyous Day when I need my Blackbird fix. So that is my only whip this week that I didn't finish. I'm going to go ahead and show you the rest of my haul. I showed you the box that I got. I had mentioned that I got a bunch of wool. I went a little overboard with that from One of the Flock on Etsy. I got a package of 12 by 18 wool. So a bunch of greens, browns, reds. This is the one I used for the strawberries, petals, and the topper. And then I also got 2 packages. One is called the Sweetheart Collection, which is all like Valentine's Day colors. So it's got pinks and reds, and there's a brown and a white in there. And then I got the Greenery Felt Collection, which is all different greens, because I thought that would be good for strawberries. And those are like a 9 by 12 sheet. So this is really nice felt. I'm happy with it. It's nicer than what you find in the craft stores. So I'm anxious to use that to finish the rest of my strawberries. And then I like to put felt on the back of ornaments and different things I cover up. If I put a slit and a pillow in the back, I'll cover it up with felt. So I have a lot of uses for that. I also bought a pattern that I've been eyeing. I had bought some thread, which I'll show you in a minute, but I didn't want to just buy a couple things of thread because I was trying to find Gentle Arts thread. So I was buying 1 from this person and 2 from this person because it's hard to get. I didn't want to buy just one skein of thread from someone. So I bought from the Daily Stitcher, who is Pam up in Maine. She also had this pattern, which I've been eyeing, Huckleberry Farm. And I really like this pattern. I kind of zoom in. I think one of the things I really love about it is that fabric too. So I may have to do that do the called for fabric on this one. I love the yellow house up there. It's kind of exactly the house that I would like to have. And let me see if it says, it's on 36 count shale linen, which I've never seen shale. It's like a purpley gray, which is really pretty. So that's not on the immediate radar, but definitely something that I would like to start at some point. And then I had ordered from Fat Quarter Shop some more of these Wonder Clips that I'm using to clip my fabric onto my board to show you, and also just in general, anytime I'm sewing things, if I want to, instead of pinning something together to sew it, you can use these clips. So I got some more of those. And then I got these bags. There's a small, medium, and large gingham on-the-go bags. That's what they're called. Put it this way. And I bought these. Sorry for the crinkling. I'm going to go ahead and open it up because Kimberly on Fat Quarter Shop showed this bag, I believe. It's mesh, and she cross-stitched a flower in the corner of it. I thought that was really cool to cross-stitch something onto the bag. So I'm going to see if I can do that. I don't know what I'm going to put on it, but that's going to be a project I'm going to work on. So I got 3 of those, small, medium, and large, in one set, which was nice. And then I got some fabric. My fabric of the month from Crazy Annie's Stitching Facebook group is Picture This Plus Legacy in 36 count. It's like a greenish, well, it's beige with green coming through it. So that's a really nice piece. I'm finding lately a lot of the Blackbird pieces that I'm doing have a lot of green in them. So the fabrics with green on them actually really look nice. I also bought a piece of Winter's Brew. This came from Fire Poppies, which is a shop that I got some floss from, and they have very good, really quick service. So this is Winter's Brew by R&R 36 count. It's just a small piece just to try out. I've used 1 or 2 R&R fabrics before, but not Winter's Brew, so I thought I would check it out. That's a nice neutral. Then I also got from Kitten Stitcher 36 count Creme Brulee by R&R as well. So this is a much lighter color. And I feel like Nicole's Needlework, she's using Creme Brulee for stuff before. I feel like she uses this a lot. So if it's good enough for her, it's good enough for me. I'm going to try it out. I also got XU Designs Light Hazelnut from Kitten Stitcher. So this is nice. It's actually kind of like a yellowy color to it, golden yellow. So that is really nice fabric. And finally, I was excited about this one. I told you not to go to Luminous Fiber Arts last weekend and buy all her fabric, and you did. I got like the last piece of 36 count. This is Sparrow, which is her newest fabric, and I love it. It is perfect for samplers. So I'm excited to try that out as well. I like Misty's fabrics because they're soft, but they're not mushy, if you know what I mean. Like there's enough to hold on to, but it's a nice feeling fabric. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show was I bought the fabrics for, I think I showed these last week, that I got summer, autumn, and winter from Blackbird Designs. I was thinking of doing these on Creme Brulee. Maybe, we'll see. I'm going to hold it up because I got all the flosses for it. So we'll see what that looks like here. Let me just stick it on here with my clips. And then I bought the called for flosses. So let's spread those out and see what we think. I think that might look pretty nice. It's looking a little dark and more beige on camera than it does to me. It's definitely got a golden yellow color to it. I feel like actually, if I hold it up back here, it's a better version of the color. So I think, assuming this piece is big enough, which I have not checked out yet, but if it is, I'm going to use this to do all three of those pieces, summer, autumn, and winter. I am not starting this though until I finish Oh Joyous Day. One big blackbird piece at a time, right? I also picked some flosses for Prim Village, which I showed last time, and I just thought I would share what colors I think I'm gonna do. I'm not 100% sure on the red, but we'll see. I wanted more primitive, kind of darker colors than the called for. So I have mostly Victorian Motto, but I have these two for orange. So it's Victorian Motto Garden Dust and Gentle Arts Burnt Orange. Because you need two colors for each house. You need a dark and a light. So those are going to be my oranges. And then for yellow, I've got Victorian Motto Prairie Flower and Golden Rooster. So that'll be for a yellow house. I'm thinking I'm going to do one of each color, one house of each color. Just going in a row. So then I picked two greens, Victorian Motto Winter Wheat and Favorite Greenery. And two blues, Mysterious Sky and Old Prim Blue, both Victorian Motto. These are like purpley colors. Raspberry, Truffle, and Prim Faded Purple. But I like those a lot. And then I'm just not sure about the reds. I have some other reds that are in other projects. So if I finish those projects, I can use the floss for this. But right now I have dark chili peppers and adobe clay. Again, these are all Victorian Motto. So I think those two colors look nice together. I just don't know if that's red enough for me. So right now, that's what I've got for colors for my Prim Village. And like I said, I have 6 different sets. So instead of 4 by 3, I'm just going to do 6 all the way across because this is done on, well, they give you options for 10 count, 14 count, or 25 count. So me doing this on 36 count, they're going to be super tiny. So I'm going to do 1 row across of 6, and I'm going to do the quilt blocks. I was thinking maybe on the top and the bottom, so it would look like that middle row there where it has quilt blocks on top and bottom. And then I'll just see once I get that done, if I like that and I want to stop, or do I want to add more to the top or the bottom. So that's my plan for that. And my floss is back in the bag. Oh, I forgot to show you one of my whips. I was so happy with myself last week because I worked for 10 hours on Lady of the Flag. That's a long time, over Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to show you a picture of what it looked like before. I'm not sure you're going to be able to tell the difference. I really did work for a long time on this. It's getting there. I'm determined to finish her this year, hopefully this summer. So she was hiding over there on the side. I'm going to go ahead and stand up and show you. I did not have anything over here under the flag, so all that is new. And I filled in with, I basically did all of one color in the beige down the bottom skirt. And I filled in all of this down here at the bottom. I didn't have that before either. So I did do a lot of work. I still have a lot of work to go though. So I was really happy and excited to get that done, but also feeling still kind of overwhelmed by how much is left on that project. So what I was going to try and do is every weekend work on Lady of the Flag, and then during the week work on my other projects. So I think I'm going to go ahead with that. But I also have a lot of finishing I want to do because I finished all these projects this week. So we'll see how much I get done this weekend on Lady of the Flag. I'm not sure. I think that's everything I wanted to share with you. My plans for next week are just to do more of those freebie patterns and to work on Oh Joyous Day. I have Lady of the Flag I still want to work on. I want to work on Harriet Elizabeth Coe. I didn't touch that at all this week. And Miss Bingley's library is still in timeout. I'm still not feeling it. Someone had a great suggestion for the house because I have too many stitches on the one side. And they said do a vine or something down that side to make it balance. I really like that suggestion. I'm just not sure. Like in theory, I like it. I'm just not sure if I will like it if I do it. So Miss Bingley is still hiding in timeout. So that's my plan for the week. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment or a question if you have one. And I will see you again hopefully next week. Bye-bye.